Girl in a botched hijacking this week has once again thrown focus on combating escalating crime levels in our country. The shooting of Sadia Sukraj grabbed headlines nationwide this Child Protection Week. As part of its coverage, SABC's radio station Lotus FMs Newsbreak, current affairs and news show will tomorrow, that's Saturday, June 2nd, hold an interactive panel discussion with relevant players at the SABC's M1 Dbn Studios at 2 p.m. on KE Masinga Drive. For more, we're joined in studio by Newsbreaks' Taresh, Harreeparshad and Singh, the chairperson of the Chatsworth Policing Forum. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and thank you for your time on the SABC News Desk.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Taresh, let's start with you. This is a crucial dialogue that's set down for tomorrow. It's one that can go a long way to calm tensions and allow people to feel like they are being listened to by leadership. What can we expect from your lineup tomorrow?
You know, in spending time with the community of Chatsworth, South of Durban, what came through very strongly was that they want answers and they want to know why their areas have been neglected, as they say, when it comes to the issue of crime, of putting their safety and security first. So they want some commitments and they want answers from government and authorities. The week was spent with a lot of dialogue and communication about it. But I think at this point, what the community requires is some time frames, and they require some strong commitments. So what we plan to do through this engagement is to provide society with the opportunity to raise these questions with the relevant authorities and hope to get
Taresh, I'm going to have to interrupt you. There's a problem with the sound quality on your mic. Our technicians are going to work on it. For now, let's cross over to Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, Chatsworth was a community really on the boil this week. What's the mood like now among residents there? Mr. Singh, are you with us?
Yes, I can hear you now. Could you repeat the question?
Yes, this one was for Mr. Singh, our Chatsworth Community Policing Forum chairperson. Mr. Singh, Chatsworth was really on the boil this week with tensions spilling over. What's the mood like now among residents there?
Well, after the residents has been addressed for 3 days by the major role players, that's the local MEC, our deputy mayor, our mayor, and then and also by the acting provincial commissioner. And yesterday we were addressed by the Minister of Police, that is the Honorable Becky Keller, and he listened to the community. The community is still uproar. They still have those challenges. And we don't blame them for that. They need to take their anger out. They are vetting their anger out because there's so many scenarios that actually cover this whole basic of actually what happened.
Mr. Singh, the community of Chatsworth really left heartbroken over this. Are people coming to terms with what has happened and the reality that Sadia is not returning? And how has it helped galvanize the community against crime there right now?
Well, actually, you know, we got to applaud the gathering of the community. They came together in the large numbers. And that we cannot take away, because I think enough is enough. They came out, they vetted the anger, and it was unfortunate that the scene turned out ugly. And when I questioned SABC, they told me they had to do it because you must remember that after public order policing came to the scene, so they took over the scene. But to me, it's still unacceptable. And this actually, the problem that we're trying to resolve now with community, we're still going to have many dialogue to actually speak to community, speak to the community leaders, and still we need to resolve this issue. It's not resolved up to now. The anger is still there.
Taresh, let's go back to you. I do hope our sound connection has improved for now. You were telling us when we left out what we can expect from tomorrow's panel discussion on the issue of crime in Chatsworth, south of Durban.
What's coming through very strongly from the residents of Chatsworth, and I think the residents for the broader Durban space, is that they want some answers and they want solutions. I think the authorities had a great interaction this week, and many are putting forward their concerns, and I think the authorities are saying they're concerned about these concerns. But what is the time frame? What is the actual delivery on these promises? So I think that is what we are hoping to achieve through this discussion of Newsbreak Talk tomorrow, to bring the community together, to give them an opportunity to raise their points and to speak from their hearts and to talk about their challenges and what they expect. And we will then hold the authorities to account to get some time frames and some tangible solutions to that. So representing on the panel would be government officials. We've got representatives from South African Police Service, and we've even got my colleague Mr. Singh here, who's going to serve as that buffer between police and community. And hopefully through this engagement and through this exchange of ideas and concerns, a tangible map and a way forward can be charted.
Mr. Singh, township protests, not new in our country, becoming more and more frequent across South Africa against poor service delivery from the South African police services. Can you just highlight for us residents' concerns when it comes to the Chatsworth SAPS services for us?
Yeah, well, the services has always been blamed on resources, and it's unacceptable. And you must remember, enough is enough. The community had to take something up that was in terms of this protest. And they're demanding active policing. And they don't want to hear from SAPS that we haven't got the service delivery. And they need to engage with the main stakeholders within government to get this service that they really need, the basic service. South African police service is a basic service. And coming back to the protests we're talking about township, you know, it's gone a stage now. Government, the way forward, the community is taking it, they have to protest, not violently by killing people, but in terms of burning of the tires. This is where the government is hearing the people's plight that they really need.
Taresh, we had some heavyweights visit the Chatsworth area this week, MECs, deputy mayors and so forth. To what extent do you think these visits calmed a justifiably irate community? Are people buying into what political leadership is saying, or is it just more lip service without any concrete plan of action backing it up?
The visit by National Police Minister Bheki Cele yesterday brought a sense of, I think, importance to the topic raised by the residents of Chatsworth. They really felt that the top order of South African police is listening to them. I think they wanted that. They really wanted to take him into their community and give him a hands-on approach as to what they're talking about. So I think that has gone a long way in calming the residents there. But they are now holding the police minister to account. What they've done is they've collated a memorandum, they've sent it through to him, they physically gave it to him at the Chatsworth Youth Centre, outlining what their concerns about safety and security are in the area, what they'd like to have done about it. And they've given him 7 days to respond, to which he requested 14, and they gladly gave him 14 days to respond. So they are satisfied that they've collated a document, they've passed over their concerns. Minister says he'll speak to them in 14 days about those concerns. They're going to hold him to account, and in 14 days, at this stage 13 days, they want a tangible plan forward to ensure that there's safety in the community. And of course, I think we're going to spend a lot of time in our broadcast tracking that and talking about what it is exactly they're asking from the police ministry.
Lotus FMs Newsbreaks, Taresh, Harreeparshad and Mr. Singh, the Chairperson of the Chatsworth Policing Forum, joining us from our Durban studios. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your insights with us on the SABC News Desk. Time to take a short break. Peter and I will be back with more news after this.